How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, FaZe Crypto. Today, I would like to talk about Cardano's Shelly Mainnet Launch. This article right here, we're going to be starting off with, which is interesting. Basically gives us a good exclamation. So Charles Hoskinson, the CEO of IOHK, took to YouTube to provide a detailed explanation of how the launch of the Shelley era of Cardano will go down, diving deep into the 2 years of work that the millions of lines of code that will bring about the blockchain's staking era. Shelley will launch in phases, first beginning with the closed-off testnet, which will then be expanded to all users, followed by a hybrid phase to allow users to upgrade from Brian code. Once all users have upgraded, the mainnet will launch and a truly decentralized staking network will be created. So this is the interesting part of the article right here. Shelley is a product of 2 years of intensive research with the staking era of Cardano blockchain almost here. Charles Hoskinson, YouTube lay down the basics of Shelley and how it's going to go down. The CEO and one of the co-founders of Ethereum, notice launching Shelley has been much more complicated than a hard fork or a crypto launch due to the specific nature of Cardano blockchain. Namely, blockchain will now go from a static federated to a dynamic decentralized model. Shelley needs to create a strong foundation for other eras of Cardano to be launched on, while IOHK has been working diligently on Cardano for 5 years. Intensive work on Shelley began in 2017 when the Brian era was released, according to Hoskinson. 24 have been spent on figuring out how to transition Cardano from Brian design to a Shelley design. Now, this is exactly the sort of stuff that we've been talking about on here every day, so it's interesting to see an article like this. So Brian, he expanded, runs in a federated mode, which means that a collection of core consensus nodes are responsible for making blocks and essentially running the network. These core nodes have been operated by IOHK, the Cardano Foundation, and Emergo since the launch of Brian. As time went by, more users were able to participate in the network by installing the this wallet as it continued a full Cardano node and contained the full history of the blockchain and ability to validate it. So now right here, how Shelley will come to be. Sort of breaking news. In order to bring about Shelley, a lot of research needed to be done. IOHK decided the best way to get a feel for the market and see whether or not Shelley was actually possible was to create the incentivized testnet, which would allow them to see if anyone would actually want to run Cardano. Once enough people participated in the network, valuable data could be gathered in order to determine how Cardano will roll out. The role of ITN was to get data on parameters such as how much ADA was staked, how many stake pools were created, and the quality of the network. The ITN, which has been running since the end of the year, has been an overwhelming success with 12 billion ADA staked, representing just over 40% of its total circulating supply, and more than 1,000 stake pools created there. Was absolutely no doubt there is a lot of interest in Cardano. With a deep understanding of the Brian era and the huge success of the ITN, concrete steps for transitioning into Shelley could be made. First, all of the users in ITN were onboarded to the Brian reboot, which contained all the bridge nodes necessary to start the process of upgrading Shelley. Most notably, the Ouroboros, of course, which is the staking pool for the Cardano blockchain, will be followed by the Shelley upgrade phase and end in Shelley hybrid phase. Comes to the concrete steps for launching Shelly. Hoskinson said that the Brian OBFT will be launched sometime next week for the main clients, and will run in parallel with the Shelly Haskell testnet. So you guys want more information on this, definitely make sure you check out this article. It's very interesting stuff. Shelly will make everything else that comes after it much easier, while Shelly will take a lot of time to fully launch. It will make all of Cardano's following eras much easier to implement. This is definitely interesting. We have come to sort of reached a pivotal point, I would say. Just looking at Cardano and of course Shelly Mainnet Launch, definitely interesting to see it fleshed out in this kind of detail. Of course, currently we're looking at Bitcoin now, clocking in around the same as yesterday with $7,088. Bitcoin dominance at 63.9%. Now, of course, a lot of interesting things though happening in the cryptocurrency space. So definitely make sure you guys comment down below and let us know what you think. Many interesting things are on the horizon on that note. But of course, remember, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your dad. This video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. And, of course, remember to comment down below letting us know what you think. Have a good one.